everybody. It is the next day, as you can probably tell. I do apologise if I'm sounding a bit croaky or if I'm sounding a bit sniffy. The long weekend is taking its toll on me. Yes, after a lot of obviously talking and working on the store yesterday, talking to so many of you, so many people, yeah, I've understandably a little bit croaky, and equally being around so many people, I may possibly be starting with a little bit of a cold. So if I'm a bit sniffy, I am sorry. I do apologise. But yes, as you can see, I am not fully dressed yet this morning. It's about 9:45 on the Sunday morning. With obviously such a busy couple of days, and obviously we were back very late last night. I think in the end, I think it was about 1 o'clock that I got in bed. So yeah, I am rather exhausted today. I don't think I have the stamina for long weekend events anymore. But I'm going to persevere and obviously take you out with me for the day today, because that's one of the things that I realised that with this vlog, you probably haven't actually seen that much of Bath itself yet, other than a little bit as we walked up to the assembly last night. Yeah, we've not really been out and about in Bath very much at all, which is obviously just the nature of the fact that being part of the trading side of the event, it is one of the things you do kind of tend to end up a little bit stuck in the venue for the majority of the day, and yes, obviously not out and about at the event. And I have now seen some footage and clips and photos from the promenade yesterday, which looked absolutely amazing, and I'm so pleased that the sun came out and shone for you all, because it looked absolutely spectacular with all 2,000 of you, plus all of you who were lining the streets to watch as well. It looked absolutely amazing. So I'm so sorry I've not been able to show you any of that. So it's the one thing that I regret from yesterday, is that we weren't able to take part in the parade. But obviously, hopefully somebody else, especially if somebody was new to the event, coming here for the first time, and got to join in the parade with the tickets that we would have had, then yeah, then that's fine. I'm perfectly happy with that, because there's so many new people that have come to the festival this weekend for the first time. So it is, yeah, amazing to meet so many of you yesterday during the fair. Yes, so speaking of the weather, it does look very iffy for today, I do have to say. So we think we've taken the decision. We are going to sack off the picnic in Sydney Gardens, looking at the weather forecast and the rain radar. It is basically, it's going to be wet. At the moment it's not, it's just grey and dull outside at the moment. But yeah, it's not going to last. Basically, the rain is going to move in through lunchtime and through the afternoon, and basically get heavier as the day goes on. So yeah, so we've taken the decision, rather than carry the picnic hamper and everything in through town to then not use it, we are decided we're probably not going to do that. I think what we are potentially going to do is walk up to Sydney Gardens, because the 33rd Regiment, the reenactment group, as far as I'm aware, are still displaying up there today, so it'd be nice to get up there and just support them, and we've got friends in that group as well. So yes, it'd be nice to just go and show them a little bit of support, because having done reenactment in the past, there is nothing worse than wet day reenactments, and it's, yeah, when you've got wet tents and wet members of the public. Then after that, we need to go and, well, essentially try and find out what is happening with the Pleasure Gardens event this evening, because we have heard that there is a yellow weather warning out for wind later on today, and it goes right through into tomorrow. So I don't think there's much chance of that being lifted or abating, and I think there's a very high probability that unfortunately that event is going to get cancelled. But I have heard there is a plan B. So we had to go to the Guildhall, which I showed you a clip of in my video last night, I think, to go and collect our wristbands for that event. It is a wristband event. You have to have a wristband for a particular time-slotted entrance to get in for that event. So we need to go and pick those up this afternoon, and or find out what is actually happening and what the alternative is. We need to find out. As soon as I find out, I will of course let you know, and see how this video is going to pan out, so keep watching. Yeah, so I need to finish getting dressed this morning. As you can see, I am just in my petticoat and stays at the moment. But also, look, I wanted to show you how my Regency curls have survived being slept in last night. So on Friday night, I think I explained that I reset my curls and wrapped them just to make sure they would last throughout yesterday. But however, yesterday I did cake these pretty solidly in hairspray because I knew they had to survive, you know, a hot sticky day of trading, a hot sticky ballroom in the evening, and then it was going to be a question of, you know, if they would survive for today. But you know, I didn't do anything with them. I literally just wrapped them in a scarf, and to be honest, the scarf actually fell off during the night because I didn't pin it on very well, but that's what happens when you go to bed past midnight. They're not looking too bad, and this is literally, I haven't done anything with them at this point. So what I will probably do is, there's a couple of little hair grips in here, I'll just tidy them up a little bit. You can see the back section of my hair is still in the ponytail that I put it in, and then obviously the curls were kind of hiding all that. Yeah, you can see they're looking a bit worse for wear today. However, I'm not bothered by that because if we're outside in the streets, I'm going to be wearing a bonnet today. So I'm literally just going to put this up in a bun, go under my bonnet, no one's going to see it. And then this evening, much the same as last night, if you may have noticed that my hair suddenly increased in volume yesterday evening. That is because I did wear a hairpiece. It's just one of these little clip-on hairpieces, which, I'll be honest, I think the colour could have done with being a smidge darker, but I think I can just about get away with it looking like the ends of my hair being a slightly lighter colour than the crown and the roots. Yeah, so that actually worked really well as a really quick and simple way, considering when we packed the stall down yesterday and then I nipped to the loos to get changed into my gown and check my hair and makeup was okay. The loos were shut for cleaning, so I had to put this on and do my hair with just a phone camera. So I didn't think I did too bad, really. Obviously it helps that obviously the curls were kind of already set and in place, and it was literally just a case of popping that on and say putting the hair clips in and just, yeah, making sure it's just a little neat and tidy. Yeah, so pro tip. I shall probably catch up with you in a bit, and I will do a little shopping haul at some point in this video, but I appreciate I have now been waffling for a few minutes again, and we need to crack on, so I shall, yeah, catch up with you again in a little bit. We have made it into the centre of Bath. Look, actual Bath buildings behind me. See, I am really here. So we have just parked the car at Charlotte Street Car Park, which is one of the main city centre car parks here in Bath. There are some other car parks kind of on the other side of town as well, but for us this was kind of more convenient, and it's kind of on the side of town where we are staying. So yeah, so we're just walking through. We're currently heading through Queen Square, which is one of the many beautiful kind of open squares here in Bath, and we're going to head up to one of our favourite delis, pick up some little sneaky snacks, because we've decided we're not going to do the full picnic. At the moment the rain is still holding off, but I don't think this is going to last, so we do have an umbrella. We are armed with an umbrella, and we're going to go for a wander, pick up some little bites to eat for lunch, and yeah, I shall show you some of beautiful Bath before the rain starts. Yeah, so this is Queen Square. When we first came to the festival in the early days, back in 2009, I think it was the first time we ever came to the Jane Austen Festival, this is basically where the festival fair was held. The meeting point for the promenade started here, because basically everybody fitted into that little square over there, and it is just around the corner from the Jane Austen Centre, which unsurprisingly is very busy today. Obviously lots of people booked in on the tours there. They also have a tea room where they do lunch and afternoon teas, things like that, which is supposed to be very good, I've heard. I've not tried it myself. They also have a very nice Jane Austen themed gift shop in there, which you can buy from online. They do it online. But yes, if you're in Bath and you're visiting the Jane Austen Centre, yes, highly recommend their little gift shop in there. And then also just next door, well not next door, two doors up, is the Mary Shelley attraction, because she also lived in Bath in the early 19th century, and she was writing Frankenstein at around about the same time Jane Austen was writing some of her novels, which is really bizarre. Such very different novels. And here is our favourite deli in Bath, Chandos Deli. This year it doesn't have scaffolding on. You can see the beautiful, look at that beautiful ironwork up there. Absolutely stunning. So yes, we're going to go grab a little bite to eat and yeah, carry on exploring Bath. Mr. BLC couldn't wait to start eating the croissant, so we're having croissant on the go. That's really good. Even with no butter or anything on it. Or hot, but yummy. Mr. BLC is taking me down dodgy alleyways. This looks positively terrifying. I'll try not to break my ankles. Oh, I know where we are. We were here last night. I can't remember what they're called, the top of columns. They have a specific name which is completely gone out of my head. But each one is slightly different and has slightly different flowers or plants on it. So I think that looks like a daffodil there, possibly ivy there. That looks like kind of, does it look like peonies or something there? And then that looks like calla lilies on that one. How exciting. Yes, and there's all different flowers going around the top arch as well. You might be able to see that in the camera. It might be a bit dark, but interesting. One of the things I love about Bath, and I think I said this in last year's video as well, that there's just history around every corner, and even we are still finding new and interesting things that we've not seen before. And obviously we've been to Bath a few times now. Oh, look at all the bunting they've got out for the Jane Austen 250. Pretty with all the book names on. Oh, that's lovely. So behind me down here is Bath Abbey, and just in the square behind that is where you'll find the pump rooms, of course the famous pump rooms which feature in Jane Austen's novel and were such an important part of society here in Bath. So that is that way, but we are heading this way over Pulteney Bridge, which is a very famous bridge here in Bath, which has buildings on it, and underneath you've got the weir on the river Avon below. So we're heading over there, and then we're going to head down towards Sydney Gardens. It's one of my favourite streets in Bath because it's absolutely beautiful. So come with me and I'll show you more. found another bakery. They've got macarons. Just going to pick up some takeaway drinks to take with us. To lose the weather. So just over there at number 4, where a group of ladies are taking photos, that is one of the houses where Jane Austen lived while she was in Bath, just across from Sydney Gardens, and the building here is the Holborn Museum, and you may also recognise that if you're a Bridgerton fan, because I believe that is where Lady Danbury lives. Unsurprisingly, the picnic has become a little bit of a washout, but we might have just got away with it. But no, it has started to come down with some fairly heavy rain, and all of the Janeites have scattered across the park to try and find some shelter and are hiding under brollies. So we'll mooch you around, and I'll show you some of the park. It's a very pretty park here at Sydney Gardens. So it's just across from where Jane Austen lived, and I think she did right about coming to the gardens, because in her time Sydney Gardens was one of the pleasure gardens in Bath, when they were open in the evening, and there'd be entertainments and fireworks and all manner of fantastic things happening at night time. Also, sneakily running through the park here, we have the railway line, and behind me there's another set of bridges that goes over the canal. And obviously they run right through the middle of the park here in Bath, but to enable them to do that, it was insisted that they made it look pretty, so it didn't affect the vistas and the ambience of the park. So beautiful bridges. Now obviously the railway postdates Austen's time by quite a few years, but the canal was very much the motorways of the day. It was faster to travel by canal around the country and move goods around the country using the canal system that we had mostly built during the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century and into the 19th centuries. But yes, that was quicker and easy to travel around the canals than using our road network. You have the horse and carriages and the like. Does it actually stop raining? No, it's... There's nothing for it. On a wet Sunday afternoon in Bath, there's only one thing to do really. Go to a bookshop. And this is probably one of the best in Bath, so yeah, let's go and explore inside and get out of this rather awful weather. So we've just got back in from the city to the accommodation. Yeah, it has turned into a bit of a very soggy grey afternoon, and you know, there's only so much of wandering around town you can do. Even in and out of the shops, it's still, yeah, it's not fun, especially when you've got a long dress on. I'm not quite, thank you, not quite 6 inches deep in mud, but yeah, white muslin dresses are not really designed for walking around dirty city streets in wet, grim weather. So yeah, so we have come back to the accommodation. It was kind of our plan anyway, because obviously we've got a busy evening this evening, so we want to kind of relax here for a little bit, have some dinner before we go out, to get changed, and yeah, and not just have to rush. Our plan is to get an Uber back into the city centre tonight, so it does mean that I can potentially have a little drink if I want to, and it also means we haven't got to worry about, you know, parking the car and walking through town. The Uber should be able to drop us off right by the Parade Gardens, where the Pleasure Gardens event is happening, because we have had it confirmed that it should still be going ahead. We have our wristbands for our entry time. Mr. BLC AB demonstrating. Even, well, it has survived the rain. We had a brolly, as you probably saw in some of those clips. So too bad. And even the ringlets appear to be surviving. They're drooping a little bit. I can feel they've drooped a little bit, so I'll probably need to repin them before this evening. Yeah, so the Pleasure Gardens event has been confirmed as going ahead. It does look like the wind warning that we had for the weather has changed and has kind of been pushed back towards tomorrow morning. So although it is potentially going to be wet and showery this evening, it is supposed to stop sort of throughout the course of the evening, and we'll say not brighten up because it'll be dark, but yeah, it may at least stop raining, which would be nice. So we are of course going to go and make the most of the event that we can, obviously because the event is still going ahead. There's no cancellations or anything like that available. Not that we want to, you know, obviously want to go and make the most of it and show you what we can of the event. It is just such a shame that the weather has done this today. You know, but I'm glad everybody had a really nice, lovely sunny day yesterday. But yes, there was a lot of very soggy hems walking around in Bath today. And lots of outfits with brollies, and yeah, it's such a shame. It really is a shame when the weather does that. But you know, you could have an event in the UK in the height of summer, you know, June, July, August, and it can still do this. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. And you know, we just get on with it and have to make the most of it, and try and dress appropriately. So yeah, we will probably wrap up this evening. I will be wearing my new Silk Spencer jacket, but I'm probably going to take like my shawl wrap to go over as well, obviously in case it gets chilly, and obviously to try and keep some of the rain off. And we will have umbrellas and stuff as well. I'm not going to be wearing a bonnet tonight because it is essentially an evening event. So even though it is outside, it is classed as a formal evening event. Regency costume is mandatory for this event, and they would normally encourage formal evening wear for this, but obviously given the weather, I think a lot of people are going to be wrapped up in shawls and jackets and things as well. So yeah, as I say, I have no idea what this event is going to be like. So yeah, me and Mr. BLC, or Mr. BLC and I, if I'm using proper English, Mr. BLC and I are going to chill for a little bit, as I get some dinner in a little while and then get ready. So we have just got out of our cab, out of our Uber, down here at the Parade Gardens. Oh, it's just going to start to rain again. What one, please? I ruined my Spencer jacket. Oh, this awful weather. Yes, as you can see, it is just starting to get dark. Thank you, Mr. BLC. So yeah, it is just getting dark, as you can see, and we are currently in the queue waiting for our time slot to enter the Pleasure Gardens for this evening. And I will just spin you around because we have a fantastic view from up here. Oh no, the rain! Oh no! Oh no! How beautiful is that? I have seen this on Instagram previously, so I'm obviously looking forward to seeing that and getting a photo with that, hopefully. As you can see, there is a queue of people waiting for the photo op. But how beautiful does this look? Oh, if only it wasn't raining. But I don't know about you, but I am very excited for this evening. we are all checked in, so we're just heading down into the gardens now. We have been given a little envelope each, which has tokens for food and drink in, so I will let you know what that is all about when we get that far. And also I do apologise if the lighting is not great this evening. Obviously it is dark, it is night time, it is outside, but there is lights and lanterns, so hopefully we'll be able to see some things. But yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so what have we got for tokens? So we have, what's that say, biscuit, ice cream, a fudge bag, and a cold drink. Oh, awesome.
Ice cream is perfect.
It's not cold, it's just very windy.
Oh, it's nice ice cream as well. It's Marshfields ice cream.
Ooh.
It's
It does. It's nice with the sun setting, it's really pretty. My concern is once it actually goes dark, we're not going to be able to see much of anything. But now we've just got that nice twilight kind of.
I cannot rate her beauty as you do, said he, but she is a pretty little creature, and I am inclined to think very well of her disposition. Her character depends upon those she is with, but in good hands she will turn out a valuable woman. You are expecting her again, you say, this morning? I do not pretend to fix her in time or place, but I must tell you that I have been waiting for you.
That was nice. So we have just returned home from the Pleasure Gardens evening, and I hope you enjoyed following along with some of the things that we saw there this evening. There was a really lovely little event, a very special event with the lovely fireworks at the end to commemorate the 250th anniversary of Jane Austen. So that was really nice to see, and obviously when we got there it just started raining, and then the rain stopped and it held off and it was dry until just after the fireworks had finished, and we were waiting for the taxi home and it chapped it down with rain again. So I can't believe how lucky we got with the weather. The wind wasn't too bad, so they were able to go ahead with the fireworks and obviously the event itself, and it was so lovely to see everybody wandering around in the kind of the half dark with the lantern lights, all in their shimmering silks and evening feathers and jewels and tiaras. Really, really lovely. And we met lots of people there as well, friends that we've met throughout the weekend, other traders who were there, so it's nice to catch up with them in a more social setting. Obviously talk about how the weekend has gone, and it was just really, really lovely. Obviously the ticket price included some little bonus treats as well. So as well as there was 2 drinks, so there was a cold drink and a hot drink included with the little vouchers, and as well as a little mini tub of ice cream, but we also got a biscuit and a pack of fudge, and a little specially created little biscuits. Look at those. So I don't know who's made them. They've been made here. Oh, it does say they've been made by a company called Here Today, Scone Tomorrow. And look at that, it's lovely. It's got the classic, the Jane Austen silhouette on there. So I think it's like a little shortbread biscuit with icing on it. So we've got one of those each, which is really, really nice. And then the fudge is made by Brollies Fudge, and it's called route cake fudge, inspired by Jane Austen's Emma. And I think it's a rum fudge. It's got currants in it. I don't like currants in things. I don't like having fruit in things. So Mr. BLC is going to get bonus packs of fudge. But I mean that's just really lovely little treats as part of our ticket entrance in. And then obviously there was performers in there as well. So there was a musical ensemble playing in the bandstand. There was stilt walkers, a fire performer, acrobats, the lady doing the watercolour painting. Now, we actually met her, she was in trading as part of the festival fair, and we got chatting with her there, and obviously she did tell us that she was going to be there this evening, so we knew she was going to be there. So it was lovely to see what she was doing, because that painting she was doing looks absolutely beautiful, and that's going to be a really special piece once that is finished. Yeah, and then to round the night off with the fireworks, it's something that it would have happened in Jane Austen's time when she was visiting the pleasure gardens here in Bath, and I believe she wrote about seeing the fireworks at the Sydney Gardens in one of her letters. So that was just a really nice nod to how kind of the pleasure gardens might have been in the 18th century or early 19th century, and then obviously with the special 250th anniversary sort of touches to it, which is a really lovely way to finish off the evening, and for us to finish off the weekend. We are almost at the end of the vlog. Mr. Bielsi and I will be heading home tomorrow. Also, huge thanks to Mr. Bielsi, who nipped off and got a slightly better vantage point than I did. He got sort of higher up on the parade gardens are kind of a low down below street level, next to the river, and there's a balustraded pavement basically along the edge of the road up above the parade gardens, so he nipped up there and got a much better vantage point than I had, so I hope you enjoy that footage as well. So Mr. Bielsi and I need to tidy up the slight bomb site that is our lodge. There is literally costumes strewn everywhere. There's bits and pieces of boxes and things from the stall as well. So we have to tidy this place up, pack up, and get on the road home tomorrow. We've got it's a fair drive for us, about a 4-hour drive to get home. So I am probably going to head to bed now, once I have decostumed myself, and we have to be out of here by 10 o'clock tomorrow, so I'm going to say goodnight. So it is the Monday morning. As you can see, we are still in the lodge, and we've actually got packed up relatively quick this morning, and I've got about 45 minutes before we need to vacate out of here, and so I thought I would just quickly film my haul and my outro while we're still here in this background, rather than jumping to being back at home. Just makes the video flow a bit better. And I've not got my microphone on. Now I've turned my microphone on. We'll carry on. So I apologise if the sound has changed. So I thought I'd just film the outro and my little haul before we leave this morning. So some of the items I have bought during the festival fair, so they are obviously very much Regency themed or Regency inspired. I do have some other bits that I have bought just here in Bath as well, which I will show you, but they're not necessarily specifically Regency themed, but I thought I would show them anyway. So it's part of what I bought while I've been on my little holiday, even though it's a working holiday, but it's still a holiday, and you still get to enjoy buying things for yourself. So this first item, I have 2 items from the same seller at the fair. Believe me, I could have bought so much stuff at the fair, but I was very good. I did restrict myself. So there's one seller I did buy 2 items from, but it was on different days. So the first item that I bought is an item that I kind of was on my list of things that I wanted to see if I could pick up, and I managed to find something that suited my needs, and that was this. So this is a beautiful vintage lace scarf. Absolutely stunning. I will try and show you the detail on it as close as I can. And obviously, if you've watched my video, you may have noticed that this will have appeared around my neck on the Sunday, because that's what I wanted it for. Regency day wear, you should really be filling in your necklines with either a fichu, which is essentially a triangular piece of fabric or lace, that you wear around your neck, and you can tuck it into your gown, you can wear it on top of your gown, or we have things called chemisettes, which are basically look like kind of blouse necklines, and sometimes they have collars and things and buttons on them, and they can be really quite fancy. But again, they're literally just the front and back of the bodice, and they tie around with a ribbon under your bust line, and they sit underneath your gown, and it's filling your neckline. It looks like you're wearing a blouse underneath. They have no sleeves or anything like that. Yeah, they're called chemisettes. So I could make one of those. It's one that has been on my list to make, but it's one of those things, finding the time to make stuff for myself just doesn't always happen. So I thought the other alternative was if I can find a really nice kind of lace scarf or fichu, because this is something that I obviously cannot make myself. This is, you know, it's made and finished. So if I can pick up something like that, that would be ideal. So yeah, so that's what I bought. So that was from Farthingales, who is the bonnet seller. So you might be able to guess the seller that I bought 2 items from. So that cost £28. Then my second purchase from the fair, this came from Lizzie and Rose Creative, which is a collaboration between the blogger and author and influencer. Laughing with Lizzie is her working name, and Abigail Rose Creative, and they kind of they have their own kind of businesses, but they've combined as well to do a store selling lots of accessories for Regency wear. So the next item I picked up was from them. I will of course tag and link as much as I can in the description down below as well, if you want to go and check out any of the businesses and the individuals that I purchased from. So this was the next item that I bought, which is this brooch. It's absolutely beautiful. So celestial themed sun and moon brooch with sort of little I think it's called AB crystals, Aurora Borealis sort of crystals on it. It's a gold colour. I mean, I don't wear gold very often, but this was so pretty. I don't think it's probably not very old. I mean, it's possibly got a bit of age to it. It could be a little bit vintage, but it could also be a modern, completely modern creation. But I just thought that was really lovely and unusual. It's almost a shame I'm not going to the Celestial Ball later on this week being held in Bath, but because that would have been perfect for it. But I'm sure I will find another event to wear it for. But if not, I will just add it into my little brooch collection that I have, because you know some of these are just pretty little things that I can pick up. And as you can see, there has the price label on there, and it was £14. I'm going to keep you in suspense over the second item that I bought from Farthingales, because there's a whole backstory to it. So I'm going to carry on with my next purchases that I picked up while we were out in Bath yesterday. You will probably have seen some footage that we, due to the rain and the unfortunate kind of unofficial cancellation of the picnic, we ended up in the shops, as you do. And you obviously saw that we went into Toppings, the booksellers. Now, I did kind of come to Bath with a bit of a rule that I was not going to spend a load of money on books, because one, I bought a load of books when I was in Bath last year, and some of them are unfortunately still on my to be read list. Some of that is because they're wintry themed books, and I didn't quite get around to reading them last winter, so I decided I'm going to save them for this winter. But also I picked up some books elsewhere this year as well, and yeah, I really shouldn't be buying any more books, so I did give myself a little bit of a rule. I mean, it's nice to go and look at the books, and I love looking at the beautiful hardcover book covers that you get these days. Absolutely beautiful. You know, I'd buy them just for the artwork and to look pretty on my bookshelves, but no, that gets expensive and I don't have the space for that. So yeah, so I didn't intend to buy any books, but as we were in Toppings and I was just perusing through, I did see one book which I decided to add to my collection, and that was this book, which is A Guide to Regency Dress by Hilary Davidson. Now, I have bought from Hilary Davidson before. She is a wonderful author and particularly a Regency costume historian. And I actually met her 2 years ago here at the Jane Austen Festival. She was promoting her last book, which was Jane Austen's Wardrobe, where she basically pieced together and kind of demonstrated and explained Regency fashion that Jane Austen talks about in her letters, and it's a really, really wonderful book. And I got to meet her, and she signed my copy of that book a couple of years ago. So this is her new book, which has literally just come out, I think, just in this past week or so. Hilary Davidson is actually going to be at Bath, I think, later on this week, or sort of the second weekend of the festival. But unfortunately, we are going to be here this time to meet her and get this copy signed. But when I saw that they had this in toppings and they only had 2 copies of this on the shelf, I thought I had to add this to my collection. So technically it's it's a resource book. It's not just it's a useful book. It's not just for the prettiness and for the entertainment value. This cost £20, and so you can see it's still wrapped up in its cellophane. So I can't show you any sneak peeks of inside, but I can't wait to give this a read. Right then, the next thing we bought while we're in Bath is something that we always have to do, and I don't think I got any video footage of this, unfortunately. Again, the weather, and it did make filming a bit difficult yesterday, carrying brollies and then bags and things as well. But in the little arcade, there's a little covered arcade that runs between a few streets. Can't remember what it's called. If I remember the name, I will pop it in. But hidden down there is a wonderful little Turkish delight shop, and they also do proper Turkish coffee in there as well, if that is something you're interested in. But yes, the Turkish delight shop, Mr. BLC has to always go in and pick some up. So that is what we did. So we've got, is that rose, or is that rose and raspberry Turkish delight in there? And then these, which looked really interesting. I don't know what they're going to be like. They just looked really interesting, so we thought we would give them a try. Although I'm looking at them now, and I'm not sure if they've got desiccated coconut on them.
Well, we can.
Whoops!
Wipe that
I don't like desiccated coconut. I didn't look like I was outside the shop. I just kind of saw them from a distance, and I said they look interesting. Get some of those. But oh well, we'll give them a try. If I don't like them, Mr. BLC will be getting them.
I can cut the ad.
Then the last purchase that we made, which absolutely nothing to do with Jane Austen Festival, or particularly Regency-era or Bath itself. You may have seen we ended up in TK Maxx, which is not something I ever thought I would vlog about on this channel. But we were in TK Maxx back home in Lincoln a few weeks ago, checking out the Halloween stuff, because I am nothing if not a 21st century influencer that has a slight obsession with all things autumnal and Halloween. So yes, there were some things that I spotted in TK Maxx a few weeks ago. I didn't buy them because I was like, I don't need them, but I have been constantly thinking about them ever since. So apparently I do need them. So I'll show you what I've got. Now, before they do have a link with what I do on this channel. So I will show you. And you will hopefully forgive me for showing you stuff from TK Maxx. But that is, I picked up these. So these are, they're the little like hidden secret storage boxes that look like books or vintage books. But as you can see, they have these really beautiful vintage Halloween prints on them. So I'm pretty certain this is like a 1910s print. Now these prints are normally American, because obviously America was much more into, or has always been much more into Halloween celebrations than we ever were in the UK. And even as far back as the Victorian and Edwardian eras for us, which obviously isn't for the US, but you know what I mean. Yeah, early 20th century Halloween was a thing in America. And yes, you do get these really beautiful prints and greetings cards that have, you know, little vintage witch ladies on them, kind of appropriate for the era. So they're wearing kind of fashions of the era. And yeah, I just think they were really fun. And I think relevant to me and this channel. So yeah, so I saw these. There are some other ones in this range that this particular TK Maxx didn't have. So maybe I end up back in Lincoln and I will buy the others that are in this range. But I just thought these were fun, and I think these will make a fun addition to some of my seasonal decorating at home this year. So yeah, so I just thought I would quickly show you those. Again, I say not relevant in any way to Jane Austen and Regency, but a slight indirect costuming link to them. So that was those, and these were $6.99 each. So yeah, and I also realised that I can actually store some of my sort of other Halloween decor and bits and pieces inside these boxes as well. So they have a useful purpose to them as well as just looking pretty. Right, so finally we come on to my last purchase, which is, yes, it is a Farthingale's bonnet. I did not go with the intention of buying a bonnet this year. It has been on my list to commission Sheree at Farthingale's to make me one. But with one thing and another this year, I just never got around to it. And I was just like, well, I'll get to it at some point, but it's not urgent. And, you know, obviously a bonnet is not necessarily the cheapest investment to make for, you know, a good, well-made bonnet. So yeah, I put it off and was like, it can wait, it's not urgent. And then we got to the fair, obviously at the weekend, and perusing the stalls as you do, I spotted this and I was like, damn it. So that was late on the Friday afternoon, and I was like, well, I'm going to think about it overnight because I didn't really want to be buying a bonnet this weekend. I was like, well, you know, see how the trading goes, and also we did have a really good Friday, but I was like, well, you know, I don't want to just run out and spend the money that I've earned on a new bonnet. That's a bit naughty. But yes, so I spotted this and thought about it overnight. And I decided that on the Saturday morning, I wanted to check it with my new Spencer jacket that I made, the blue and black silk Spencer jacket you will see me wearing last night. If it matched that, then I would probably be ending up buying it. So I just very quickly on the Saturday morning when we got in before we opened, I took the Spencer off the mannequin, dashed up to the Farthingale store to check the silk. Part of me was hoping that it wouldn't actually be a good match. Yeah. It's almost a perfect match, and it is going to look really, really pretty with that outfit once it's all together. So yeah, I ended up having to buy it. So let's have a look at what I bought, shall we? And I think you will forgive me when you see it because it's very, very pretty. And I always love that Farthingale's bonnets come in these beautiful brown cardboard boxes tied up with string, and I just think there's something really lovely about it. And I love when you're walking around at an event like the Jane Austen Festival and you see all the ladies carrying their Farthingale's boxes. It's just there's just something lovely about it. Yeah, picking up boxes with your latest purchases in. Are you ready? Move the box out of the way. Yes. Now you know if you've followed my channel for a while, I am a bit of a sucker for stripes. Yeah, I didn't have a hope of walking away from that store without this. And also, if you've followed my channel for a while, and particularly if you have watched my other Jane Austen Festival vlogs, especially the 2023 one, you will know that there is a whole story behind this stripy bonnet, because I saw a stripy bonnet. If it's not this fabric, it was a very similar fabric in this colour that Farmingales had on their stall at that festival. And I was very close to buying it, but it didn't quite match my, the petrol blue Spencer, and I left the stripy bonnet behind. But that stripy bonnet has haunted me for the last 2 years, because for the last year, it sat on Farmingale's store and didn't sell. She had it listed online, it didn't sell, and I kept looking at it and thinking, I really should buy that bonnet. I have to buy that bonnet. So when we traded at the festival fair last year, she still had it on the stall all through the Saturday, and I was like, right, at the end of the day, if I nip back and it's still there, it's mine. I am having it. Of course, I went back at the end of the day and it was gone. And I was so sad. Lesson being, when you see something like that, always get it, don't leave it. So yeah, so when I saw that Cherie had this striped silk bonnet back on her stall, it had to be. So, and it's absolutely beautiful. And look at it. I've not got my Regency curls in today because we're back in the 21st century. But look at it. It's so cute. Oh yeah, obviously when my hair is in a better style. So that is the perfect finishing piece to my the blue and black ensemble, and it may get its inaugural outing in a couple of weeks' time when we go up to the Georgian Festival at Buxton, and I will be vlogging that trip. So yeah, if you want some more Regency content, do keep watching the channel, I should say, because that video will be coming out in the not too distant future as well. So that was that. So full disclosure, this bonnet was £165. All of that on the inside. Look at all that pleating, and as someone who makes and works with fabric, I know how tricky it is to get pleating and stuff to sit nicely like that. And then obviously it's got the beautiful vintage feathers and trims on there. So it's absolutely stunning. So yeah, so £165. However, full disclosure, I haven't actually paid for that because I am going to be doing a swapsy with Cherie at Farmingales. She is going to be commissioning one of my gowns from me, and in exchange, she is giving me the bonnet. So yeah, so just to fully open with you about that. So that is everything I bought at the Jane Austen Festival this weekend. So I hope you enjoyed that little haul. I also, of course, really hope you enjoyed following along with this video and found it inspiring. I'm going to say that with a caveat because I know I spoke to so many of you this weekend who came up to the stall who said that you basically decided to come to the event this year because of my videos. I take no responsibility if you decide to come on a holiday of a lifetime to the UK. But no, seriously, if you are inspired by my videos, that's amazing. It's just one of the amazing things about this event, and the Jane Austen community it's so wide-reaching. Her books have inspired generations of people for over 200 years, and still, and even now, we've got new adaptations being filmed to be released, in the coming years, and I'm sure it will continue long after. Her legacy is absolutely incredible. Just looking around and seeing so many people all come together in costume to celebrate an author from 200 years ago, it is really something amazing to be part of. And yeah, if I've inspired you with my videos, that's just, yeah. I have no words, and I'm still taking that in a little bit. So if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up by clicking the thumbs up icon down below, and if you want to leave a comment, that really helps my channel out, and I love to be able to engage with you guys, so I know what you're thinking about my videos. When you comment, that actually encourages YouTube to push it out to more people, because YouTube thinks that that's the video is getting engagement. So yeah, that really helps my channel out. You can of of course also subscribe to be notified when my next video goes out. As I say, there is more exciting Regency videos to come. And if you want to go one stage further, you can subscribe to my website, which will get you signed up to my newsletter. And depending on which tiers you choose, you can also get different discounts in my my web stores as well if you're interested in purchasing any of my costumes from me. There is an option that is completely free, and yeah, I would love to have you as an additional part of my whimsical little corner of the internet. So with that being said, Mr. BLC is kind of looking at me going, come on, come on, come on, we've got to get out of here. We have to finish packing the car, get on the road and head home. Back to normal life. Back to normal life. No more petticoats, no more chemises, no more gowns, no more Regency curls. So yes, I shall see you in my next video. Take care. Bye. I do appreciate I did show you quite a bit of that last year. Damn you, van! Amazing footage. Ah! It's turned around to face me. And I will catch up with you for my little final there.